Hello everyone, it's Christine here and I am back for our stitch along, and we are moving on to Holbein stitch today, and that's also known as double running stitch, and it's a stitch where we create it in two stages. We're just going to work a regular running stitch but evenly spaced out, and then we're going to come back and fill in the remaining spaces. And so you can use it just to do a row, or you can use it to do shapes, which is what I'm going to show you today. So I've already done a little plus sign or a cross here, and I'm going to work a second one over in an evenly spaced place over here. So I'll start off up the top up here. And I've just got 3 strands of embroidery floss with a knot tied at the end, and I've brought it through from the back, and I'm just going to work my way across the top and put one stitch in where the lines of this checked fabric are. If you didn't have checked fabric, then you could draw your own design, and you can do whatever shape you want. The main thing is that we're always going to be doing one stitch and then leaving a gap and then doing the next stitch. So you'll see how that works. So the next part, normally if I was doing a cross, I'd be putting a stitch down here, but I'm going to do the next stitch in the sequence, leaving one gap. So I'll come through here. Then the next stitch would normally be there, but I'm going to go down to the next point, which would be to complete this arm here. And then the next stitch would normally be down there, but I'm going to go to the end of that and do the next stitch across the bottom. And then I'll go to the next point, leaving a gap. And then to the next point, leaving a gap. And then at this point, I will go up to the top, and then we will work our way back. So we've turned in the opposite direction, and I put that stitch in, and now I'm going to work my way back around and fill in the gaps. So I hope you're doing well, or if you're having a tough time, hopefully you've got some people around you, or hopefully the little community that we have here. Feel free to join us and have a chat. It's a very supportive little community that we have when the premieres show, if you're able to join at that time. But yeah, please do be gentle with yourselves. Stitching for me is such a good thing for relaxing me, and looking after, giving myself some good time out. It's a very calming experience. So now I've gone all the way back around filling in the gaps, and you can see I've completed on this side, and then on this side, to complete and get exactly the same pattern, which is what you should get when you're doing Holbein stitch. I'm just going to put a final stitch in and tie it off. Now you don't have to do that final stitch if your work is not going to be seen on the back, but I thought I'd just show you how it actually should look when you finish. So yeah, exactly the same design, front and back. Now I'm thinking I'll do a design up the top a bit like a castle. So I think we'll go along like that. Yeah, that should work well. And so I might use these are just some of my odd ends of threads that I just keep on these wooden dolly pegs, as we used to call them. That's probably maybe a bit more. It always ends up taking more than you think, a stitch like this. I might use all 6 strands of it. Just make something nice and bold up top. So I'll just tie a knot. Run the knot down my thread, and then I'll start off at the top. So yeah, choose whatever design you want to do, but hopefully these little designs give you an idea. Main thing is just to always make sure you're skipping just one stitch. come back and fill that in when you go round in the reverse direction. So I just marked some points on my fabric to know where I needed to start for this design. Just use my friction marker, which is erasable with heat. And this base fabric I'm using is one from the Reverse Art Truck, actually, that I just got in my recent haul that I posted about. Shared the video this week. I got it last weekend. So put the fabric straight to use. Just make sure you're always leaving one space and only one space. Try not to catch your fabric like I almost did through the back of my hoop. Okay, now this will be our final stitch on the top, and then we're going to come down here. So I'm going to leave a gap, and then come down here. And then work our way across the bottom. So we've had a lovely day. It's Friday when I'm filming this, which is a public holiday in Melbourne. We have a big football match, the AFL Grand Final for the Men's League. This weekend on tomorrow actually, but they give us Friday off as a public holiday because they have a big parade of all the players and other things. I've never actually been to the parade. I'm not a big sporting fan. I really got behind our Matildas, the ladies team, but yeah, not a big one for watching Aussie rules football. But we went down to Mount Martha, to the beach. Now just, I'll interrupt my story. So I'm now going to go back in the reverse direction. So I'm going to turn around here. And go back and fill in the gaps. And so always just trying to go back through the same hole that you went through when you were doing the first stitch. So yeah, we went down to Mount Martha with Travis and had a lovely paddle, play with other dogs, picnic in the sunshine, sat on the beach wall. Well, yeah, Travis had more plays, more swims. He gets a swim before lunch and a swim after lunch and a play. And then he was so tired, we were actually saying, go play with that dog. And he's just looking at us, and then we said, okay, you want to go home? And he just was like, yep, I've had enough. So then he gets a little wash down there, and then we get back in the car, dry him off, and dry him off before we get him in the car. And yeah, and he sleeps most of the way home, apart from when he knows we're getting close to home, and then he pops up, has a look out the window. But yeah, beautiful warm day. We've got the warm weather. I think it is going to be a hot summer. So I do worry for bushfire prone areas. Really, I mean, many areas, as we've seen all around the globe, even areas that thought they weren't at risk, can be at risk. Definitely getting extreme weather. I hope it's not a bad fire season, but I fear it will be. Okay, so just filling in the gaps. So if we've done it correctly, it should look like the seam on the front and the back when we finish. Then we'll just need to do our final little stitch across like I did before. Tie it off. Oops. And there we go, that's the back and that's the front. So that is Holbein stitch, and you can do whatever designs you like to do. So I could always make a move. Oh, actually, I think I'll do this, but I won't. It's already 10 minutes, so I won't make you watch any longer. But I think I'll bring it down and turn it into a little castle. I think might even do a door here. I'm not sure. You'll see it in the cover image, I think, for this. And I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. We are moving on to laid work. So I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye.